All right, everybody. Last example. Example number 3. Still given two equations, 5x minus 2y equals 17 and 3x plus 8y equals 1. We're still trying to find the solution, which is the point of intersection. We're still going to use the 4 steps. Step number 1. Make sure the equations have opposite x or y terms. So from these two equations, one thing I notice is 5 cannot go into 3 and 3 cannot go into 5. But 2 could go into 8. How many times? 4. So what that means is I'm going to distribute a 4 times every term inside the top equation. So 4 times 5 is going to be 20x. 4 times negative 2 is going to be negative 8y equals 4 times 17 is going to be 68. On the bottom one, I didn't have to do anything, so I'm just going to move it over there. Now, step number 1 is done. Step number 2, add to eliminate one variable and solve for the other. So I'm going to draw my line and put a plus sign. 20x plus 3x is going to be 23x. Negative 8y plus 8y is going to be 0 pair equals 68 plus 1 is going to be 69. Now, I'm trying to isolate my unknown variable, which is x. So I'm going to draw my line, and since I know this is multiplication, I'm going to divide. I'm going to divide by the coefficient, which is 23. 23 divided by 23 is 1. So I'm going to drop my x equals 69 divided by 23 is 3. So x is equal to 3. Step number 3. Plug the known variable into one equation and solve for the unknown variable. So what I'm going to do is substitute my known variable into whichever equation I prefer. I'm going to use the 3x plus 8y equals 1. My known variable is x, so I'm going to use parentheses. So 3 parentheses plus 8y equals 1. Now I'm going to substitute my 3 inside the parentheses. Now I'm going to try to isolate my variable. So I'm going to simplify my left side, which is 3 times 3 is 9, plus 8y equals 1. Now I'm going to try to isolate the y. So the farthest thing from it is going to be my 9. And I know this is a positive 9. So I'm going to have to do the inverse, which is minus 9. If I subtract 9 from one side, I have to subtract 9 from the other side. Draw my line. 9 minus 9 is 0 pair. And I'm going to drop my 8y. 1 minus 9 is going to be negative 8. Now, since I know this is multiplication, I'm going to do the inverse operation, which is division. I'm going to divide by the coefficient, which is 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So I'm going to drop my y equals negative 8 divided by 8 is going to be negative 1. Step number 4, check your solution. So my solution is 3 comma negative 1. What I'm going to do is substitute this solution into both equations and make sure they both come out true. So remember, I'm going to use parentheses on my known variable. So 5 parentheses minus 2 parentheses equals 17. On the first parentheses, I'm going to substitute in a 3. On my second, I'm going to substitute in a negative 1. Now what I'm going to do is simplify. 5 times 3 is going to be 15. Negative 2 times negative 1 is going to be positive 2 equals 17. 15 plus 2 is equal to 17. So that's true. Equation number 2. 3 parentheses plus 8 parentheses equals 1. I'm going to substitute a 3 for the first parentheses. I'm going to substitute a negative 1 for the second parentheses. Now I'm going to simplify. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 8 times negative 1 is going to be negative 8 equals 1. And I know 9 plus negative 8 or 9 minus 8 is equal to 1. So that's true. Go ahead and try the next problem on your own. Let us know if you need any assistance. Thank you.